Oceanhorn 2, one of the most popular Apple arcade games, has recently been released on Nintendo Switch. So today, we're going to compare the game's performance on Switch to the Apple Arcade version. Since the release of Oceanhorn 2 on Apple Arcade last September, many have been requesting for Cornfox and Bros to bring their action-adventure game over to the Switch. Well, a year later, and they've done just that. It costs $29.99 USD on the Nintendo eShop. As most of you know, to download it from the App Store, you have to subscribe to Apple Arcade for $4.99 USD, which also gives you access to over 100 other games. The Nintendo Switch version is identical in terms of content and playtime, that is. You're still getting the same 20+ hour main story, the Golden Edition expansion, all the side quests, and all future content. The only difference here is performance and graphics quality. You see, the Switch hardware is less powerful than the latest Apple devices. The graphics chips in recent iPhone and iPads is on par with 8th gen consoles, and in some cases for high-end devices, next gen. Anyway, I asked the developer if the Switch version supports 1080p resolution in TV mode and 720p resolution in handheld mode. Well, apparently it's not that simple. The dynamic resolution, native post-process, and UI layer are up to 133.3%. All of this can be affected by different scenarios happening in-game. Plus, on Switch, the game only supports 30 FPS in both modes. None of this is terrible news, as the game still looks pretty good. However, as you'll see, it's somewhat falling behind in a few departments. On new high-end iPhone and iPads, you can enable a 60 FPS mode. On screen is a list of Apple devices which support this mode. The Apple TV 4K hardware is almost on par with Switch, so it targets 30 FPS too. However, on Switch, the game's frame rate can occasionally drop below 30 during challenging scenarios. When comparing the visual fidelity to my Apple TV 4K though, the Switch version does look quite a bit sharper and has improved shadow and lighting quality. That said, I've been told Oceanhorn 2 on Apple TV is running at a slightly higher resolution of 1080p, and you can switch between high and low graphics quality. The Switch version is missing this option, but it doesn't really need it as it looks slightly better anyway. Cornfox told me that the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro use the same resolution as the iPhone 11 Pro Max. However, an upcoming patch will make some adjustments. I did find that the iPhone version's lighting or color was quite blown out here. This was most noticeable in the White City. The iPad Pro 4th Gen looks fantastic. Cornfox told me that despite its improved graphics chip though, it has no changes from the iPad Pro 3rd Gen. Still, regardless, the game is the most beautiful here. The Apple TV and Switch have issues with load times too, with Switch being quite a bit worse. I could deal with it on Apple TV, but on Switch it was sometimes a little infuriating. As for iPhone and iPad, loading times were the fastest here. My Switch has never frozen for any other games. When saying that though, the game completely froze twice when trying to save the game's progress. Then I had to restart the game. Sadly, I wasn't recording to show it in the video. I'd say Cornfox just need to stabilize Oceanhorn 2 for the Switch's hardware and it will be more enjoyable. Our iPhone 12 Pro did see a few minor lag spikes and times where the FPS would dip below 60, but it wasn't terrible. All these devices do experience overheating, mind you, even the Nintendo Switch. So, Cornfox definitely have a bit of optimization to do here across the board. Are you an Oceanhorn 2 player? If so, which device are you playing the game on? iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, Mac, or now Nintendo Switch? If you enjoyed this new style of content, please let me know in the comments. Leave a like to show your support, and subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Apple gaming related. Anyway, my name's Stewie and thanks for watching.